Hey man, it's your boy GTO. So I don't usually get in other folks' business, and I ain't really trying to get in other folks' business. But the Hot Boys, I grew up on the Hot Boys, man. An amazing group. You know, BG, Turk, Wayne, Juvie, and then especially when Juvie dropped 400 Degrees and was able to take the group to mainstream, and nobody can deny if it wasn't for 400 Degrees, individually, I don't think they would have had success because there were a lot of albums that came out before 400 Degrees came out. But my message is to Hot Boy Turk, man. Turk, you in the state of Georgia, man. And what I say is this, Turk. Sometimes silence is the best. I know you trying to make your moves and things like that, but what I say this is, out of all the people in your team, you putting out more content and things like that, and I think you think it's cool to just be speaking out, talking about business sometimes and all those things, but it's not what you think. And don't let the internet fool you, because all this stuff is being run by corporations and all these things. And let me just put this into context. I think Hulu and Disney, don't quote me on that, but it's Hulu and somebody they're about to merge. So think about this. Companies are known for consolidating things. So once things start consolidating, number one, even on the employee side, people getting eliminated. So once things start getting consolidated, you're gonna be left out there in the dust. If you're not no hot commodity or whatever, you out there in the dust. You don't really have no leverage like that. And you have to understand that. And that's the funny thing about people who be thinking, oh well, I'm TikTok famous, on Instagram famous, and all this. You fake famous. Just being real. You could think you're doing all right now, but get you real residual income. Have investments, have other things outside of a system that's somebody else's system. That's not your system. You think you know the algorithm, but that algorithm just knows you and knows everybody that rocks with you as well. And that's what people don't get. They don't get that. Yeah, right now, the technology, you may think we getting paid, you getting benefited from these things, but we already know right now from court records that they are trying to learn from real materials, like real materials. They trying to be able to, acquire these materials and teach these AI systems. So the only thing you're doing is feeding in the trap. So one thing I'm gonna tell you is, church, like what I tell you, man, just stand on business. Don't get into the rah. Don't get too caught up in these false senses of hope. And I always tell people this, like, if you looking at what everybody else looking at to make money and you think that's going to make you money, it's not. How many billionaires spend time on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, doing all that stuff? I'm going to be quiet. They don't. Because real business people have real schedules. They have real things going on. They have real lives that really don't be dictated by all those things. So it just goes to show. And then, and I'm just going to even get on the technical side on something else. I wasn't going to speak on this, but even boy Malik Beasley made all that money so far and was up for almost, I think, a $60 million contract, and he's sports betting. But it just goes to show how quick money disappears and how a lot of that is fake. So he out here betting, and I'm not saying betting, he would bet because he was poor, but from all reports, he about to get evicted and everything else. So he don't messed up a whole bunch of money because he made millions before, and that's the whole thing. Don't get caught up in a fake system. A fake system will have you in a false sense of hope. So if you out here on a fake system, you looking at what somebody else can do for you, the only thing you're doing is teaching them how to control you. They learn how you move, how you operate, how you think, how you don't think. You need them. They don't need you. And that's the point. That's why I don't care nothing about no social media, nothing. I don't care if I was poor right now. I wouldn't care about it. You know, I care about knowledge, skill sets, businesses, growing, all those things, being able, I don't even care if I got to learn how to farm or whatever, you know, build, all those things, learning real skill sets. Because in a technology-based world, when it comes down to it, all that stuff over with. So everything that you thinking, it ain't gonna be that. The world has shown time and time again that things consolidate. And even if they didn't want it to be consolidated, government in the past has stepped in and said, nah, this is a monopoly. We're going to break it up. We don't want it like this. So one person controls this or one person controls that. And that's how those things go. And so, you know, it's a lot of cutthroat things. So I didn't want to tell you, you know, you talk a lot about, oh, I got social media now. I got this, and this. So, that stuff fake, man. So you can think you got social media. You got it right now. You may be making a couple of dollars, whatever. You may think it's cool, man. Stay out that lane. You know, you want to build a lane based off you, not that. That's why real celebrities who got money and stuff, they be out the way. They don't care nothing about that. They ain't gonna tell you they got money now. You always say, I got money now. I'm this. I don't care nothing about that. Because if you depending on these other things, you ain't got that like that. You know, some of the richest people in the world, they wear the regular stuff. They don't talk about no money. They don't care about no money. You know, even Elon Musk, they say he's the richest man in the world. He doesn't even own a house. So, I don't know. You know, but only thing I'm saying is, hey, you know, don't get fooled. Don't get tricked off your game, because if you depending on that, the TikTok and all that other stuff, anybody, any of y'all, that's why I be laughing. They be like, oh, this social media influencer, this one. It'd be so funny why folks be going broke. They be like, oh, this influencer got this. And I be laughing. I be like, yeah, okay. Y'all think they got that. You know, you just got some people propping them up, a little bit of money, a little fake stuff. They may put stuff out there like they make this money. All that stuff is being controlled by the algorithm that you think helping you. Only thing they doing is like, hey, we learning right now. We learning from you. Yeah, we paying you right now to learn from you, just for right now. And then it's gonna change up. It's gonna have to change up. It's just like with TV. You know, even if you think about commercial TV back in the day, you know, you had to go through a cable provider. Then you had things that came out like, you know, even going back to the DVD days when they started doing Netflix, where you can go, you know, buy, you know, most like Walgreens and things or other places and get your DVD. You didn't have to go in the movie store. You can get it all in one. And then they went to streaming. So then you had Netflix, you got Disney Plus, you got Hulu. You know, you got a million different things out there. And then what starts to happen is nobody ain't gonna be paying all that money for all that stuff. So you gotta start consolidating, condensing, and everybody gonna start offering their own incentives. So the only thing you're gonna do is just be in the trap where you thought you was straight, then you ain't straight. Just gave them what they wanted. You gave them, they paid you for a couple of years to learn what you got going on. Also have a connection to your customer base and everything. Like you right, you might have some people that rock with you, but you got a system behind it that's just learning. And that's why I don't leave a digital imprint like that or anything. I don't want to give them nothing. And the only thing you're doing is helping them win. Being a boss, man, I can see if it was on your own website or something like that, that's independent. But all that stuff will be consolidated. So, you know, don't get caught up in that. You know, stay out the drama. You know, let's keep it real. But it's your boy GTO, Vibe with GTO. And the only reason I'm saying that is because you can look, the fact show, history show, you know, have these people that, you know, supposed to be celebrity rich. You know, a lot of them broke. So many things come out. They were scamming. They were doing everything to get the money. So, boy GTO, man. Vibes with GTO. Yeah.